So today I'm going to be showing you how I curl my hair. Pretty straightforward, but I just thought since this is a beauty channel, I'll film it for you guys and I hope you like it. First of all, we're going to just dry our hair normally. I used a paddle brush to sort of pull the hair out as I dried it, just because my hair is naturally curly and quite poofy, as you can see. So yeah, I just used that to flatten out as I dried it so that it's less, has less of my natural curl to it before we start curling it the way that we want it. Okay, so first we're going to get a whole bunch of these clips. I call them crocodile clips just because of the teeth. So we've got quite a few of those and we're going to start off by just sectioning off our hair so that we have smaller bits to work with when we start straightening very roughly, just to get them a little bit flatter before we start curling it. Mum has one of these combs because she's a hairdresser, but if you don't have one of these, feel free to use your fingers to just section off the hair like this, or just use any comb that you have, maybe like a wider tooth comb. Make sure that you've brushed out all of the knots so that it's just easier to work with and you're not straightening the knots into the hair, if that makes sense. Just going to like twist up the bits that we don't want for the moment. My hair's quite long, so I have to go around quite a few times. Put that in place. Before you start, you should separate the hair at the back into two. Maybe we want to section off even more of that. Actually, I'm just going to use my finger. It's quite cute. Perfect. You can do it very roughly for the first step because all we're going to do is run the straighteners through them as prep. Oh, this side's always harder to do for some reason. Okay, I forgot to heat up my straighteners. This is on 180 and we're just going to use this curling wand by Babyliss for the curling part. So I'm just going to start running these straighteners through my hair. These are always handy to keep on you when you're going to uni, when you're going on holiday. They're just really handy for anything you're doing with your hair. Okay, next I'm just going to even out my parting because it's looking a bit messy. And now we have to separate the hair up again. So again, we're starting by just separating it into two at the back, two sides, and then we're gonna at the bottom layer. The hotter your curling irons are, the less time you need to hold them on the iron itself. But obviously it depends how big the sections of your hair are, because if it's a thicker section, it's obviously going to need more time to get to the inside. Check that my iron's hot enough. I'm just going to place my hand just right in front of it, just there, and if you can feel the heat, then obviously it's heated up. Just going to brush through my hair again, this comb, to make sure there are absolutely no knots. And then I feel like this bit of hair is even too big, so I'm just going to separate that into two and do very small sections. Using my right hand and going over the back of myself. And then I'm just going to wrap it around like this. 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. I think that was more like 20 seconds. And there you go, there's your curls. So now I'm just going to do that for the rest. If the hair's too long, I suggest just curling the ends, because those are the bits that are going to show on the bottom layers. Feeling that they're a bit loose, you can immediately spray them with some hairspray. And I'm curling away from the face. This bit's on a bit of the thicker side. I'm just going to hold it on there for a few seconds more, just to make sure that the curl really holds once I let go of it. It's weird that I put them in my mouth, but I just find it's a very practical way of just holding them. Curious about what I coloured my hair with. It was actually a crazy colour. The brand is Renbow. But yeah, that's what I used. If you'd like to use that, go for it. And I used a mixture of lavender, hot purple, fire red and pink. So this is probably more of the lavender. This is the pink coming through. And the hot purple is more of the darker streaks that I've put in. There's little bits that just escape. I don't know how they do it. They only take a few seconds to curl because they're tiny. Now I'm just redoing a few of the front bits because I think that they could do better. I'm splitting them up into smaller sections than I did them to begin with. They'll probably come out a little bit better because I'm now doing them in tiny little sections. Also, please forgive me if my camera cuts out yet again. It's not really a filming camera. Sometimes it just gets a bit too hot and just stops recording randomly. So sorry about that, but we've got most of the important parts on camera. So. I'm just going to use a little bit of a stronger holding hairspray. It's by TRESemmé and it's the Salon Finish Extra Hold. Just a little bit of that to really lock it in place. Stuff gets everywhere, so do not leave your phone in front of it if you're spraying your hair, because it will just leave like a sticky residue on your screen. Mine's covered up at the moment, so it's fine. But it is a really good, really firm holding spray. It can leave the hair with a little bit of a crispy finish, but sometimes it's a little bit worth it to really hold the curls. At this point I'm just really hot, you know, when you're just a bit exasperated and why is this taking so long? But it's all worth it in the end. I'm really going to try and do it properly, because the finished result, you can really see a difference if you've rushed it. So now I'm just going to be holding it over the other side like this. Actually did happen, and now I've done half of this side and it hasn't been filming, but it doesn't matter because I basically did exactly the same thing as I did on this side, and I've been spraying it as I've been going along and it seems to be holding just fine. Spray it again, why not? And now I'm just going to continue with the rest. getting tired. Okay, so I lied. I think you have to hold it for at least 20 seconds. But I'll show you what I do when my arm starts getting tired. Basically, I'm going to wrap it around like normal, and then when my arm starts getting tired, I'm just going to tilt to the side, rest my arm down on a surface, like a desk or whatever you're using to put your utensils on. So the bottom's starting to get flat already, like this side. Oh dear, I'm going to have to redo this side. I think it's just because it's so hot today. And the front is the most important bit, because this is the bit that everyone sees. So I just take it in little slices like this. Adjustment. It's kind of hard to see everything because, as I said, my camera is not a video camera, so I have to sort of look in the mirror to see what I'm filming. The camera has been taking a nice little break. I've just been going over the bottom layer again and just doing it in smaller sections, which I should have done to begin with. You don't have to go over it twice, just don't do what I did and use too big of a section each time. And then they should just hold much better. Okay, and now that we've redone this whole side, we're just going to set everything again with this. With a hairspray. This side didn't really turn out how I wanted it to, but sometimes that happens when the weather is being difficult and I am forced to use too much hairspray. I think it turned out decently, and usually I would also run through the hair with that wide tooth comb that I showed you earlier. I'd usually run through it again with a wide tooth comb. If you can find a comb that is more wide tooth than this one, that would be ideal, because then it doesn't pull out the curls as much. But I'm not going to do that today because the curls are sort of falling out by themselves anyway. Looking a bit more natural themselves. So if you wanted a more wavy style, you know, like the dropped out curls that have actually formed by themselves here, then you can just go through the hair with these and it'll just pull them apart and make them look a bit more soft and natural. So yeah, that's the end of my hair curling tutorial. That's what I usually do. I usually like to curl my hair when I have coloured hair, especially at the bottom, when I've got crazy colours in there. I just think that it looks better when I've curled it, and it just looks really nice. That's usually when I curl my hair. I don't curl my hair all the time. Sometimes I just leave it natural. You can probably see on my Instagram, I'll link it below, what my natural hair is like. I hope this was helpful to you, and I'll see you in the next one.